Hello everyone. So I made one of these videos back in 2017 and I started this series called Dreamtime videos. And basically what they are is I am documenting my dreams in this little, what I like to call a dream journal. And the reason why it's taken me so long to get back on here and make a video for you guys is because some dreams I kind of forget about before I can document them, and also sometimes I don't even have dreams. Like, it takes me a while to have them, and I wanted to gather up enough for this video, so yeah. Sorry it's taken me so long, but I am back at it. So one of the first dreams that I had at the beginning of this year was kind of similar to the clown movie that's on Netflix. Now, I'm not sure if any of you have ever seen that movie or not, but if you haven't, I am going to be spoiling that for you. So in this movie, there's this guy that dresses up as a clown for a kid's birthday party. And when he goes to take the makeup and the suit and stuff off of him, it will not come off. It's stuck on his face. And so therefore, he just turns into this demonic clown and he starts eating children. And it's a very good, creepy movie if you're afraid of clowns, and I highly suggest it. So you guys know the whole deal with Annabelle and how I played her at the haunt last year. Well, I had this dream on January 29th that I was working as Annabelle. You know, I was doing my job. I came back home. Then I went to go take the prosthetic and the costume off of me, and it would not come off. It was like super glued into my skin. And don't get me wrong, I love playing Annabelle. I love doing the haunts. It's very enjoyable for me. However, I would not want to be stuck looking like Annabelle forever. So it was kind of like a nightmare for me, but it was also kind of funny at the same time because it reminded me of the clown movie. Another dream that I had was that I was at my house and it was nighttime. My house was like in the middle of the ocean. Like, my front yard was nothing but an ocean. And there was this big rock, like on the Little Mermaid, sitting in front of my house. And the Little Mermaid was actually sitting on this rock, like the cartoon Little Mermaid. And apparently I was a mermaid as well. And I was just sitting there, and I believe that this meteor shot across the sky and it landed on this mountain behind the Little Mermaid. So I immediately started swimming towards her, and when I got there, we just kind of knew that this meteor was aliens, like just like a shooting star. Like, it was actually like a ship landing somewhere on this mountain. And so it was a very strange dream. It was almost like I was high before I went to sleep. I know, I mean, a lot of dreams you cannot control, so don't think that like I'm on drugs or something because of some of these dreams that I'm going to be mentioning to you. So then on February 19th, as you can see, there was like a big time gap there from when I hadn't had a dream. I could have had a dream, but as I said before, like, I forget most of my dreams before I can write them down. So anyways, me and my family ended up going to this museum. And apparently this museum was very haunted. They had all kinds of different artifacts and really creepy statues, and it was up on this hill. And to be honest with you, it kind of reminds me of the Sunrise Museum, which I made like a whole video about, and I will link that in the description in case you guys have not seen it. And that was a museum that I used to go to all the time as a child, and you know, it just really intrigued me. But this museum kind of had a feeling like I had been there before. You know, like, this wasn't the first time I had seen this museum. This wasn't the first time I had a dream like that. So I almost kind of think that I was having this dream because of the Sunrise Museum video that I made. And I believe I made that around the same time. So, you know, it kind of makes sense. But anyways, I believe that I was staring at this big, creepy painting. All of a sudden, it just falls down out of nowhere and makes this really loud crash, and I just woke up, and it was so eerie. So then on February 20th, sorry if the camera starts moving, my cat's on it and she's like moving around and stuff, so yeah. On February 20th, I had a dream that my room was completely covered and cockroaches. Like, there were cockroaches crawling everywhere. They were on my bed, they were on my floor, they were crawling up the walls, they were everywhere. And if anyone who knows me knows that I am completely terrified, petrified of cockroaches or any bugs, any creepy crawlies. I just don't like them. So this dream was a literal nightmare for me. And I remembered I was like laying in my bed in the dream, and there was this cockroach that was on my nightstand. I remembered because it was like setting on, for example, I have this candle setting on my nightstand. So it was like setting on the candle, and I was like barely reaching up to get a napkin to kill it. And I could see its little antennas like moving around like this. Just thinking about that makes my skin crawl. And it was looking directly at me. And right as I went to grab the napkin to kill this cockroach, it had actually jumped on me. And I woke up. And when I woke up, it was almost like one of those dreams where, like, you know, you're so into the dream that whenever you wake up, you can still kind of see the image of it when you wake up. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but when I woke up, I actually seen the cockroach in my bed, and it was like running towards me. And then I fully had woken up, and I looked down, and there was nothing there. So that was like a terrifying dream for me. This actually happened last month on the 22nd. So I had a dream that I was on the set of The Walking Dead for some reason. I don't know if I had snuck on the set of The Walking Dead or if, you know, I had won a contest or whatever, but I remembered that I was hiding underneath something, so like no one else could see me but Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan was sitting down, and I think he was like filming a Negan scene or something like that. So everyone's concentrated on their acting and on this scene, and I'm sitting underneath this thing, whatever it was. Like, no one could see me. It was almost as if I was hiding from them. Like, I had snuck in or something, which is something that I would probably do, not even gonna lie. But anyways, I was peeping up at Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and he could see me, but he wasn't telling anyone or anything. So they were filming this Negan scene, and they were actually talking about which one of his wives on the show were gonna sleep with him next. And I don't know if, you know, they were talking about actually filming, or, you know, if they were being serious, like, outside of the show in real life, because it kind of almost seemed as if he liked it. Like, he wanted it or something. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but you guys know how crazy I am. So anyways, after I had heard what they were talking about, I believe I said something along the lines of, I would. Which is something that I would definitely say if I were in that situation, because Jeffrey Dean Morgan is one of my biggest celebrity crushes, and I think he's absolutely gorgeous, and oh my freaking god. Absolutely gorgeous, and oh my freaking god. Anyways, I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan had actually heard me, because he looked down at me and he grinned. And it's always when you're having like a really nice dream like this that you wake up like right in the middle of it, and you can't go back to sleep. And I believe I tried to go back to sleep, but I couldn't. And so the dream was over, and it really sucked, because that was a dream that I was actually really enjoying, and I don't have dreams like that often, so. Okay, and then I don't remember the date on this one, but I did have a dream that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was sitting there undressing in front of me, like. Guys, he was really taking off his clothes in front of me. And I think it's just because I was watching like a video that I had made, because I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to make these really like perverted videos of the Walking Dead guys and them like stripping, and kind of like a sexy type of video. A dream that Jeffrey Dean Morgan was sitting there like pulling off his clothes in front of me, and he only got to his shirt being taken off, and then I woke up and I'm like, dang it. This shows you how much of a pervert I am and what I truly think about every single day. Okay, excuse the dogs outside, but my neighbor's dogs are barking at something out there. Probably me, honestly, because I still have my windows open, so it's probably me that they're barking at. But just try to ignore that. So then I had this dream on the 6th of this month. It might have been a little bit sooner than that, but this was like the point in time that I had wrote it down in my journal. And I had this dream that I was alone. My parents were at work, and you know, it was starting to get dark outside, kind of like it is now. Like, it was starting to get like that bluish tint in the sky. And I still had my windows open, again, as I do now, which is kind of creeping me out. And someone called my phone, my house. It was almost like on Scream. You know how that guy calls that girl and he's like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" It was almost like that, like the person was talking to me in that tone of voice. They told me that they were stalking me. So I'm freaking out, and I see this car, like these headlights pull up. And they pulled halfway up. They stopped at my grandparents' house, which is right next door. And I could still see the headlights from it shining up the road to where my part of our house was. I was hurrying up, trying to, you know, pull my curtains down and, you know, get my windows covered as soon as possible because I did not want this person to see me. And my room was like dark for some reason. It was almost like whenever I go to sleep of the night, like it was dim, it was dark. As I'm like panicking to get my windows covered, all of a sudden, out of the crack of my closet, there was a face, and it was of this guy. And he was like grinning at me and like that, and then I woke up and like it was so scary. Like, I have not had a nightmare like that in so long. Those were all of the dreams that I have had since the last time I made one of these videos. I know it wasn't very much, but as I said before, I just had a lot of dreams that, you know, I've forgotten about before I got to document them and write them down. And also, sometimes I just get lazy with writing them down, and that's something I really need to stop because I love making these videos. I love sharing my dreams with you guys. And also, sometimes I don't even dream. Like, it just takes me a while to have a dream, and when I do, and it's a good one, I want to write it down. So, yeah, those were all of my dreams. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big old thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already and become a morbid maniac. And definitely leave me a comment and let me know what you think of these dreams. And I will see you guys in my next video. I love you.